Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. What's good? We already got somebody in here. Young Bate, what's up? Yeah, something was going on with technical difficulties and whatnot, but I got it situated now. Y'all gotta forgive the quality because I'm outdoors and you may hear ducks. It's definitely gray outside right now. What's good? Barry Russell, Harmon Malik. Yeah, what's good? I'm glad y'all catching this live stream. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I ain't even come to play no games today. I deliver some good news. The good news. A lot of the times when you telling the truth, a lot of people take that as doom and gloom. On the contrary, the truth will set you free. I have a very positive announcement to make. And that is that the lost souls are finding their way. The lost souls are finding their way. They never wanted this to happen. They never seen it coming. They could not anticipate enough on the lost souls actually finding their way. But it's going down. Let's see if I can get it a little bit brighter in here. Y'all definitely have to forgive the quality of this video, but there's a message that got to be delivered, so I'm on it. See, I know what it's like to feel real pain. I'm talking about pain that courses deep down in your veins. Misery. I'm talking about that kind of pain where you can't live without it. It becomes your driving, motivating force in life. Without the pain, you don't even know how to function because that's what you used to. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to feel like nobody in this world understands you. I know what that's like to feel stranded, abandoned, searching for answers. Oh, yeah, I know what that feeling is like. Pain that runs deep, all the way to the point where you get past the situation and you still look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I here? You done been through hell and back twice and still gotta look yourself in the mirror and ask, why am I here? I'm talking about that kind of pain. We here to find our way, and we finding our way. See, according to the Bible, many are called, but few are chosen. There are many people called to find their way, but a lot of people don't find it. And then when you wake up and you begin to search, you find out immediately that mainstream media has opened your mind, popped a squat, and defecated on your consciousness. So now you got to push through that. You begin to realize it's death by design. You begin to realize that all of these quote unquote options they give you are more so devices that's set up. They give you the military. They give you the education system. They give you the gang culture. They give you all these different directions, right? And then you find out that that doesn't lead you to the course. That doesn't lead you to the path of the Most High. That doesn't lead you to the path of righteousness or the answer that you're looking for. And then you reflect and you think about it. You had homies, friends that was in the hood with you. They decided to go to the military. Some of those friends came back with missing limbs. Some of those friends came back mentally dead, psychologically dead, never the same again. Some of those friends came back totally different. And some of them friends didn't come back at all. But you were still there searching. You had friends go into the education system. Some of those friends, right? They denounced their nationality and their identity to stake claim to being Greek. They joined fraternities. They're never the same again. You still searching. You got friends that took the gang culture. A lot of them in prison for life. A lot of them dead in the grave. You still searching. Now, of course, you could take these avenues in life and survive them. You got people who took the mainstream religious approach. They gave their life savings to the pastor. They became dead psychologically. And you could take all of these paths and trials, and you can go through all of these things and still survive. So you can go through all these things and still survive it and keep searching, right? And then you have all these spiritual, esoteric leaders. And the scriptures say we will heap many teachers to ourselves. And they got all these options. They got all these ideas, these endless ideologies. But still, it's not leading us to the mental clarity we're searching for. We're still searching. But the lost souls are finding their way. A lot of these spiritual esoteric leaders, they never took the time to realize that they were called to do something great. But what they fail to realize is that not only did they feel the pain and anguish, trials and tribulations, but millions of people felt the same thing. If not billions of people felt the same thing they felt. But a lot of these leaders, they were in it to reverence and venerate themselves. They was in it to reverence and venerate themselves. So they became their own gods. And then they convinced themselves. They have convinced themselves that spirituality doesn't have rules or laws. They have convinced themselves that spirituality doesn't have rules or laws. When we know that you only can serve two masters, a God of law and order or a lawless God. Aleister Crowley told you, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, right? So now it's new age occultism, where you can do whatever it is you would like to do. You're spiritually free to do whatever, right? Do what thou wilt is what Aleister Crowley said, a high-ranking Luciferian, author of the Satanic Bible. So all these people believing that there are no rules in spirituality, you're being led like sheep to the slaughter. And these leaders that we call leaders, they are accountable for countless lost souls being led straight to hell. Countless lost souls. But the real ones, the chosen ones, and I know people like to throw the word chosen around very loosely. Many are called, few are chosen. The chosen ones had decided to submit and bow themselves to a higher power. That's the difference. They realized the reason they survived all the trials and tribulations. They realized that the reason they survived is to find the way. And once they found the way, they realized that they were being chastised. They were being tried like gold through a furnace for a purpose that's way bigger than themselves. A purpose that's way bigger than just them. Someone said Anton LaVey wrote the Satanic Bible. You're absolutely correct. Anton LaVey wrote it, and he was a student of Aleister Crowley. But Aleister Crowley has plenty of satanic literature, so I stand corrected on that. You're right, Anton LaVey studied Aleister Crowley, which was a high-ranking Luciferian. Actually, Aleister Crowley started the Satanic Church. If you're in this live stream, hit that thumbs up, y'all. I know that the quality is a little bad, but it's okay. The word need to be coming out. And we're going to keep this regardless. I know the quality is a little bad, but the word is what counts here. Shalom from the UK, family. We finding our way. At one point in time, we were lost souls. That's what y'all got to realize. See, when slavery happened, and I know it's almost cliche to speak about slavery nowadays, but every breathing soul should be able to relate to slavery to an extent. I don't care what color, nationality, or creed you are. There should be a divine message that you learn from slavery. Because to an extent, we've all been programmed. And slaves were brought over here by force, mentally, morally, physically, and spiritually denigrated. These people were like computers being rebooted. And they were programmed. During this programming, the oppressor, the enemy, the adversary, he never thought in a million years, let alone 400 years, that there will be an awakening, a quest for an identity. And that's what's happening right now. So although people may be taking different avenues and courses to get to the truth, because listen, even when it comes to mainstream religion, sometimes there got to be the course that you take to find the truth. There are different avenues to get there. And then when you get there, you still don't know it all, but you're finding your way. You're no longer lost. You're proactive in finding your way. So they never expected these people to wake up and search for an identity. An identity is single-handed the most important, most powerful weapon. Because if you don't know who you are, how would you know where you're going? The knowledge of self. Knowing who you are. So now you got brothers and sisters researching history. And it's unequivocal evidence pointing to those same people who were placed in bondage, who are now in poverty. There's unequivocal evidence that points to the fact that these people are the lost tribes of Israel. It's unequivocal. It's non-debatable. It's irrefutable. And what comes with that is great blessings. And what comes with that is great blessings. And you got a lot of agents out there trying to suppress the truth. You got a lot of agents creating smear campaigns. You got a lot of gang stalkers out there who are trying their damnness to sabotage the truth. And we can see them plain as day. Oh yeah, Trill Carey, they on YouTube. They are definitely on YouTube. I did a live stream recently about words being a powerful weapon. They want our energy. They want our words. They want interactions between them and us. They practice entrapment. They practice different things. They want to muddy the waters. As Christopher Alexander just said, so eloquently put, my brother. They definitely want to muddy the waters. And when you wake up to this truth, real truth, when you unplug from the matrix, you realize that this construct is a purgatory for lost souls. This construct, this matrix, it is a purgatory for lost souls. And you got a lot of opportunists out there preying on those people who were reprogrammed since their enslavement. You got people who are preying on them in any way they can. But guess what? The lost souls are finding their way. Throughout all the pain, all the post-traumatic stress. See, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be sitting up in a classroom, staring off into space because you're shell-shocked. I know what it's like to be in that classroom shell-shocked because you can't talk to nobody about something you've seen. I know what it's like to question your own sanity because everybody else around you, they say you crazy. And you'd have been through so much hell and you still here and you have to ask yourself, damn, am I crazy? You ain't crazy at all. You're finding your way. You're finding your way what most people gave up. I know what it's like to begin to see things from a spiritual angle when nobody else can see it around you. I know what it's like. That's straight up. The pains of finding your way. I know what it's like to truly feel like a lost soul, wondering, looking at your parents, looking at the dysfunction in your household, looking at how you're being treated, feeling unwanted, and asking yourself, why did y'all have me? Why did y'all bring me here? I didn't ask for this. You understand? I know those feelings. I didn't ask for this. I know what it's like to feel anxiety. I know what it's like. But guess what? The lost souls finding their way. And no matter what these agents are talking about, no matter the lies and division, the product of division that they create, no matter how much they sit here and come up with these endless genealogies and ideologies that lead us nowhere, no matter how much witchcraft they put out there, no matter how many spells they cast on real brothers who speaking the truth, we still finding our way. We still finding our way. We still got the full armor of the Most High on us. We still maneuvering wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. We know who you are. We see you. See, we understand the bigger picture. And here's the bigger picture right here. The Most High has no enemies. Let me repeat that. The Most High has no enemies because he has no peers. He has no peers. Satan is not on the level of the Most High. Satan is only a tool being used to chastise us, to make us righteous, to make us pure, to make us gold. So the war between the Most High and Satan doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Therefore, Satan is just used against us so we can become right. That means we're bigger and stronger than him. We see the big picture. We thinking three-dimensionally. We not competing with nobody. There is no competition. Understand that. It's a great awakening taking place. Absolutely, Nicholas Greer. We in a spiritual warfare. We are most definitely in a spiritual warfare. Absolutely. We were chosen, truly chosen. Not chosen to venerate ourselves as gods, but we were chosen to kneel before a higher power. We were chosen to submit to a higher power. That's the difference between them and us. They seek their own veneration. They seek to be their own gods. We kneel for a higher power. And guess what? The greatest students are the most powerful teachers. The most humble, the most receptive learners are the powerful teachers. See, it takes a real man and a real woman to bow before something. Contrary to popular belief, everybody wants to be venerated and be somebody. That's the lie Hollywood told you. And that's how you get led to all these idol gods. Because in your heart, as you were seeking for truth, you only decided to venerate yourself. You got caught in a snare. Absolutely, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. The man who's humble is the man that's exalted. And we can see them three-dimensional. There is no comparison between true chosen ones and those people who venerate and uplift themselves. There's no comparison. We stand by a higher power. Vanessa Smith says, I see they being funny with sending out the notifications. Absolutely. Absolutely. You already know what it is. This is a channel that you're watching with 55,000 subscribers. But when I go live, they have a hard time giving me over 400 people in a live chat. But you know what that's about. Long as you can see. If you in this live chat, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Absolutely. It's not hard to see that certain individuals get pigeonholed on YouTube. It's not hard to see that. It's not hard to see that the game is fixed. Absolutely, Christy Hardy, the numbers don't matter. That's why I'm still in this live speaking. The numbers don't matter. But it's an overall picture here. You can see what's being done. That's all. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Just pointing out the obvious. Second Corinthians 13:8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Absolutely. See, the people that's in this room, You the ones who need to hear this. You the ones who's going to spread forth the truth. That's all that matters to me. It's going to rain a week straight out here in Atlanta. Normally when it gets cloudy and gray, people change. Their feelings change. It's a heaviness that weighs down. And you begin to think. You begin to sometimes tap into your lower self. And it has to come a time during these gray days, these rainy days, where you go into your lower self and you pick yourself up. You go into your lower self and see where you came from and lift yourself up, even when it's cloudy and gray. What is your opinion on Hebrew Israelite people? They're the people of the Bible, the chosen, the elected. The Bible itself is written about the Hebrew people. And for those who don't know, yes, on February the 14th, on so-called Valentine's Day, I will be going live with Inside the Nation. If you are not subscribed to Inside the Nation, go and subscribe. All right? Take that as an opportunity to really be in full contact with your brother here. Because listen, we're going to open up the lines on Inside the Nation for a good amount of time. I am ecstatic and looking forward to really just building with y'all on the phone lines. I'm talking about any question, comment, or concern that you've had, you will be able to call in when I go on Inside the Nation on February 14th. You will be able to call in, and it's going to be an excellent show, and I'm looking forward to it. For those who would like to contact me regarding anything else, hit me up on my email address, which is kingbreed404@gmail.com. That's kingbreed404@gmail.com. Had to make that quick announcement. If y'all want, I can answer 5 questions. All right? I can answer 5 questions before I close out. So if you got 5 questions, y'all better start asking them quick, because they coming quick. Will you do a video about weather manipulation? Do you think they're purposely keeping us depressed? Natalie Gibbs, absolutely. I totally agree. I totally believe, that they're keeping us depressed with the weather modification. I believe they're spraying fake clouds using the HARP system. Because there are regions in the world where the sun is supposed to show up. The sun ain't showing up when it's supposed to show up. Now, as far as doing a video on it, yes, I will be doing a video on weather modification and manipulation, and that'll be done on the Enigma Files in the future. If you're not subscribed to the Enigma Files, go to the Enigma Files and hit that subscribe button. What is your opinion on Kanye? That fits right into the topic. Lost soul. See, you could be a lost soul that starts off with good intent. And sometimes your ambition can be get the best of you. Your ambition can bring you to a place where you have to realize that you reached the ceiling. And you're going to have to compromise to move further. A lot of brothers, not just Kanye in particular, but a lot of brothers who joined the entertainment, music industry, they have fell victim and prey to this Luciferian system, this ancient Babylon, ancient mystery Kemet system. All right, we got 3 more questions. Someone says, are you vegan? No, I'm not vegan. I eat chicken, steak, cheese. I follow the biblical dietary laws. The biblical dietary laws. Whatever the Bible deems as clean, that's what I can eat. How do I achieve success? Great question. It depends what you deem as success. One person's level of success may be different from the next. But the truth of the matter is, you obtain success by tapping into the most high divine system, the most high God, the divine power, the most high God. That's true success because he'll give you success without the burden of curses. He'll give you success without punishment and pain coming with the success. Forget what Biggie Smalls said about more money, more problems. That's a lie. Money can solve problems. Money can help build families. Money can be a good tool. But if it came from Satan, if you get anything in this world doing evil, and the Most High chose you or is calling you out of this world, you're going to lose all of that. And that money is going to come with pain. And it may even come with your life. So you want to tap into the Most High. All right, we got one more question. That's 4 right there. Let's see. I'm not getting all of the comments. Let's see. Luke Oliver, thank you for the donation, family. All the way from Canada. Appreciate you, family. We got one more question. We got one more question on the table. Someone asked, was Kobe a cover-up for the coronavirus? I believe, I'm going to answer this question like this because, to be honest with you, I really don't want to speak on the Kobe Bryant situation anymore. But I would say that there's been a lot of distractions and a lot of cover-ups from a lot of things. And I know that sounds like a roundabout answer, but the truth is there are many things happening behind closed doors that we're not being told. The general public is kept in the dark about a lot. And to avoid speculation, I'm going to just tell you like this. To avoid speculation, we know that they practice distractions. And that's the best way I can answer that. But this has been a very edifying live stream. And I've been edified by y'all. And it's always a pleasure and an honor to build with like-minded people. And I'd like to thank y'all, man. I appreciate everything y'all do to support y'all show. Just make sure on February 14th, y'all come through, show y'all love. And we definitely going to open up the lines. I can't wait to talk to y'all. With that being said, shalom and peace.